Hi, it's Twi. And I'm back from my vacation. You guys miss me? I should probably put the BGM on. Boop. We have generic VTuber BGM today. How you guys been? It's been so long, man. It actually hasn't been like all that long, I guess. It's been like a week and a half? Or no, it's actually been like 2 weeks. How have you guys been? I hope you guys have been holding up well. I feel like a lot of stuff happened in the past 2 weeks in some ways, even aside from just like my vacation and whatnot, you know. Like Nintendo Direct happened. I watched that with my cousin like the day that I landed. That was fun, man. We got to talk about Nintendo Direct at some point. Honestly, I mean, I saw the discourse in the server. I saw everybody debating if they were gonna buy the Switch 2 or not. You guys are bullying me. Frame one that I'm back. Wouldn't have it any other way. Happy to see you guys again. Yeah, man. I had so many like fun moments from my vacation. It was such like a fun, like fresh breath of air, like get away from everything for a little bit. I have a bunch of pictures. I'm excited to share with you guys a bunch of pictures and stories from my vacation, because I haven't been on vacation in like, oh man, almost 10 years. It's been it's been almost 10 years and I've never traveled by myself until now. I don't know if it was like full-blown, I don't know if you'd call it solo travel, just because like as soon as I landed I was just rooming with my cousin the whole time. But you know, I flew by myself for the first time. That was an experience for sure. Let me like, okay, what I should do, I should like slide the chat over so that I can put pictures on the left. What do we think? Let me, what am I grabbing? A schedule from December 30th. Why is that still in my OBS? Very professional, very organized. Okay, let's move you guys into the corner. I'll put you guys in the top corner up here. Boop. And there we go. Let me like scoot up. Perfect. Okay. Let me see. I got like a whole folder of pictures from my vacation, so I can like go through everything. And like, should we talk about the Nintendo Direct first? Just because I feel like once I go into story mode of my vacation, I'm just like gonna coast it all the way. Could get Switch 2 on release, or couldn't. Take a month to get to Russia. That's fair. I don't know if I'm gonna buy on release. I probably am. I don't have the pre-order bundle, but I probably should get it just because the Mario Kart World is cheaper. And that, can I just say, I remember we were watching and we were like looking at it. It's like, imagine Mario Kart open world, and then we were like, no. But it actually looks fun. It actually does look like a good game. I'm not gonna lie. I saw open world Mario Kart and I was like, that is the craziest thing you ever said to me in my life. Those two words don't belong in the same sentence, but you know what? Actually, they might. It looked good. I'm pretty excited. I will say the chat whole like Nintendo Switch chat was the most ridiculous like culture blind gimmick they could have ever gone for. Like them doing like, oh my god guys, this is so revolutionary, check this out, and then it's just a reskin of Discord while the screen shares are like 5 FPS. I'm not gonna lie, I was dying when I saw that. As much as I love Nintendo, that was a terrible move. Or like, did you guys see when they were showing like the updates to some of the old Switch titles, and they had the Mario Party Jamboree one, where you could like see each other's webcams in the overlay of the game? I was like, no, bro. Too cheesy, man. Too cheesy. It feels like so intrusive. Like, even aside from the fact that obviously, like, as a VTuber, I absolutely do not want my Nintendo Switch camera showing me on screen playing the game. But, like, you know, they also built a microphone into there, which, like, I think that it is cool, but also now my Nintendo Switch gets to listen to me 24/7. Big Nintendo. What's like the Japanese equivalent of like the FBI agent? Because we now have like the Japanese like federal agents listening through the Switch too. I suppose. But I mean, the new games look good. The performance looks good. I've heard really good things about the performance. But I mean, yeah, $80 for Mario Kart is crazy. I can't blame anybody who won't, because I'm like, it's like pushing it for me a little bit. But I did see that the Donkey Kong one is $70, so I guess they just aren't doing like a consistent AAA price. It'll depend on the game. I don't really know. I'm Canadian, so it's even worse. It's like $100 for a game here in our currency. But like, oh, I don't know, man. I want to stream them. I have a lot of friends. I love Nintendo, so I'm probably gonna cave, even though it's too much. I probably will buy it, just because like I want the Switch 2 for other reasons anyway. Like the extra like performance is very enticing to me on like my existing games. I like the virtual game lending. I love that. I think that that's gonna make it so that even though the games are expensive, it's not quite so bad, because you can like have, you know, you could just have your like group, and it's like you can share some of the single player like titles. Like I can steal Xenoblade off of my friends, and they can steal nothing off of me because I don't have any single player games. They can steal Fashion Dreamer. I don't know. I honestly would be such a freeloader on this system. I'm going to be freeloading for sure. But hey, you know, I appreciate that. Now there's systems in place for me to be a freeloader, and I think that that's beautiful. The battery life? That's fair. I almost forget that the Switch even functions as a handheld console sometimes, because from like almost day one, my left Joy-Con has had like the worst stick drift of all time. It's like I literally won't even touch it. I will just be holding the Switch, and like, I don't know, a disturbance in the force will just suddenly cause it to just like hard left the whole time. It just always goes super hard left. So I literally cannot use my Joy-Cons. It is not possible. I can't, like, if to give you perspective, in the like 1 in 1,000 like time that I actually decide to play my Switch handheld, what I have to do is bring my Pro Controller, take the Joy-Cons off of my Switch physically, and then go to controller grips and only sync the controllers so that I can't get drifted. Like, the amount of extra steps required, and the fact that I'm like at home most of the time anyway, I only ever use it in dock mode, bro. But it would be a nice option. I mean, the screen's got like better display, like OLEDs and stuff now, right? And it's like a bit bigger. So I'm sure if the new cons don't have terrible drift, I wouldn't mind taking advantage of it. I'm hoping that they'll have not even better customer service, just better Joy-Cons, bro. Like, I'm using a third-party Pro controller that's designed to just not have stick drift. Like, it's just not supposed to ever get it. And I think that claim is real. I don't know. I haven't had any signs of stick drift, despite using it a fair amount. So far, so good. You know, if the technology's out there, I hope they'll implement it. Or at the very least, I hope that this controller ends up being like forward compatible to the Switch 2. I hope that I can use my current controller on the new one. Yo, man, you got drift on your Pro controller? No, that sucks. I've had some of my controllers develop drift, but I never bought like the official ones that cost a lot. I would always buy... Back then, I would get the like Power A third-party ones, which are pretty good as like cheap third-party controllers. I think some of them are like 30 bucks. Some of them might even be cheaper if you're like US currency, but they're pretty decent. I'm currently... What even is the brand of this controller, dude? I like don't... It's like something... I think it's 8-bit dough or something. Yeah, 8-bit dough or 8-bit do. I don't know how they want you to read it. I'm guessing dough because it's like for Nintendo Switch, but really good controller so far. It's like the same price as a Pro controller, but comfortable, no stick drift, recommend. I've been using it a fair bit because I got back into playing Splatoon recently. I've been grinding the Splatfest currently off stream. Actually kept me very unproductive yesterday. But I've been having fun with that. I'm gonna do a Splatoon stream tomorrow. I'm excited. Team morning. We're gonna be on in the morning tomorrow, chat, because I have both today and potentially tomorrow grand finals of an OSU tournament in the evening. So I can't stay with you guys too long. Actually, I'm playing grand finals in 2 hours, but I have so many like vacation stories and stuff that I want to share. Pepto-Bismol. That's so stupid, bro. My favorite Pro controller, Pepto-Bismol. So true, so true. Okay, let me tell you guys about my vacation. It was really fun. So I went out west in Canada to Alberta. I went to Calgary. That's a little bit zoomed. Let me shrink. This was not Calgary. This was the day that I went to fly out, my first plane flight in almost 10 years, my first solo flight. And there was a snowstorm in Calgary and in Toronto, and it was a 4-hour delay. Dude, I sat in the airport for 6 hours. And then flew for 4. I spent 10 hours of waiting. It was so painful, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Getting there sucked, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I had all of that, and then on my flight, the dude in the middle seat was just he was not overweight, but he was a very large dude, and his legs didn't fit in his seat. So his leg was poking into like a corner of my seat the whole time. I was sitting at like a at least a 20-degree angle the whole flight into the aisle. I forgot to I forgot to bring water with me onto the flight. That was a mistake. That was dumb. But yeah, we had we didn't get the cool like little airplane TVs with the movies and stuff. We had no plane Wi-Fi. We had nothing, so I was just both ways. I had my headphones. I had some like I had some albums from like my downloads on YouTube Music. I had some Hololive albums, and I had some albums from the Oral Cigarettes, which are one of my favorite J-rock bands, and I was just listening to my music for like 4 hours. And on this flight too, on the flight there, like in the first minute, not even because of my music, just because like, I don't know, maybe it's like an anxiety thing. Maybe it's just me being fidgety because of my ADHD, but I was like bouncing my leg a little bit because, you know, I was like trying to like pass. I don't know. It's just, I do it subconsciously when I'm like waiting or when I'm stressed or when I'm like energetic or anything. There's a lot of reasons I bounce my leg. And the dude beside me was like, can you not bounce your leg? Like, can you not move? And I was like, okay. And I just sat there. I just sat there like trying my best to sit still for like 4 hours. It was an interesting experience being back on a plane for the first time in 4 years. But I mean, other than that, nothing too eventful on the plane itself. But once I landed, everything was good. I got some chicken, or no, we got ramen. I got some ramen with my cousin, which was pretty nice. And I took an Uber for the first time ever, actually. I'd never used Uber before. And oh my god, bro, Uber is so expensive. Why do people ever use that service? My cousin was like, I can't be bothered to pick you up from the airport. Here, just like buy an Uber, just get an Uber and I'll pay you for it. I'm like, okay. And I went, and it was like $35. I was like, yo, could not be me, bro. Like, it wasn't my money, so I was like, okay, but like, yeesh. But it was chill though. It was just this dude, this nice older dude. We were just chatting a little bit as we drove along. Fun fact, by the way, I don't know why this is, and I didn't bring any pictures of this. The traffic lights in Calgary are sideways, like they go left to right and not up, like top to bottom. They have like the green on the left, the yellow in the middle, and the red on the right, and it's like a horizontal traffic light, which just felt so like uncanny valley to me. I don't know why. It's also like really strange. Their systems for roads like both makes a ton of sense and is really confusing at the same time. So for like all of their main streets, it's like in one direction they're avenues and in one direction they're streets. So it'll be like First Street, Second Street, Third Street, Fourth Street, but also like First Avenue, Second Avenue, Third Avenue, Fourth Avenue, so on and so forth, right? And then also they have like north, south, or like east, west, like markers for what side of the road it's on sometimes. But they also mark it on what quadrant you're in. So like northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. So you could unironically be going to like First Street at 3rd Avenue North, southeast or something like that. That would be like a I'm pretty sure a possible intersection that you could end up at. It was really trippy. You know, I saw my cousin using like GPS like a lot while we were out. At first I was like, why are you looking at the GPS so much? And then I got there for a couple days and I was like, you know what, bro? Nah, I get you. Honestly valid. Because the roads were so confusing, man. In some ways it was nice because once you know what way you're going, you're like, okay, this is 6, I'm going to 10, I just keep walking this way and number go up and then I'm there. But I don't know, man. It was very trippy for me. Welcome to Canadian America. Is that really how it is in some parts of the States too? Interesting. I did not know. Well, that was an interesting experience for me. And then we watched the Nintendo Direct, like I said, that night. Was pretty chill. We got some snacks. My cousin ate an entire tub of Ben and Jerry's. Just bought a tub of ice cream and just ate the whole thing in one sitting. I was like, okay, bro. To be fair, I think I had like a bag of Starbursts or something, and I like ate most of it. So you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. I like snacking too. Then the next day he had work. So I don't know why I took such a bad angle for this photo. Oh, yo, super close up of my thumb. Why is the quality so high? Why is my camera actually like good? I made carrot muffins in his kitchen. And it was pretty good. I don't know why I decided to show this one. I just wanted to let you know that I made muffins, and it was tasty. To be fair, I made the muffins, and for like the first half of the trip, he didn't touch any of them, so I ate like half of the tray. I ate like 6 of the 12 over like a few days. And then one night, he tried one and then ate like 4 or 5 in a row. He tried one, he was like, yo, those muffins were good, bro. So, you know what? No, he stopped missing out. He caught on. But anyway, now I know how to make muffins. Pretty cool. We're expanding the like baker, we're like broadening my horizons as a baker. I was pleasantly surprised they came out well because I stole the recipe from like a random article online, and they said to use baking soda and baking powder. And I had to buy a bunch of stuff because my cousin didn't have a lot of this. I went grocery shopping, right? And I was like, I don't want to buy baking powder just for this. So I just didn't. I just skipped baking powder. And it came out fine. So you know what? It works. But yeah, I made muffin. Cool. You know what was actually sick though? You guys might know because of the thumbnail from today. But I went into the mountains. Look at this, dude. This was while we were in the car still, while we were driving. I think this one was called like Castle Mountain or something because it looks kind of like a castle. But we were driving out into the Canadian Rockies. We went, this is kind of near Banff in Alberta. And I was, you know, even just on the car ride, this was so sick for me because we don't have mountains where I'm from. You know, there are no mountains anywhere near me, so it was a really like beautiful thing. And this was before we even got into the mountains. So let's see. After this, we got a little bit deeper in. Here you can see like a more kind of foresty view. So this was an area that was just called like the village. Basically, where we were going, and I'll have pictures soon, as we go, is we were visiting a big lake called Lake Louise up in the mountains. And so you can actually drive all the way there. But my cousin was like, there's not going to be any parking up at Lake Louise. So we're gonna park here at the village, and then it'll be like a quick he was like, it'll be like a 30-minute walk. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. That's fine. So we went to the village here, just a little spot. There wasn't really much. There was bathrooms, God bless. I needed that because it was like a 3-hour drive to get here. And there was also like a little restaurant that we went to on our way back, and I had some of the most mid poutine of my life, but for reasons I will share later, it still hit anyway. It was nice that they had poutine anyway, because poutine isn't as common in Western Canada as it is in Eastern Canada. So it was nice that they had that there. Teaching Twi how to make blini? Oh, like pancakes, yeah. I remember hearing people say blin back in like the old Counter-Strike days when people would make fun of like Slavic stuff a lot. I want to learn to do like pancakes and stuff. I haven't really dabbled with pancakes. I haven't really done waffle either, but we have a waffle iron. Like I think we have like waffle mix or something that we've pre-bought before, but I haven't like made it from scratch. But I should, because we have the waffle iron right there. I should do it. But anyway, yeah. So we're going here. You guys ready for the cousin reveal? You guys ready for cousin reveal? No face reveal for you though. Blue Heart is my cousin. Here is like a little sign along the hike. We were going to Lake Louise. It's got like a little beaver. It's so Canadian. It's super Canadian. But basically, So one thing I learned through this trip is that my cousin is a liar who has a terrible sense of time. Because he was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like a 30-minute walk. It was not a 30-minute walk. It was like over an hour-long hike that we made up to this damn mountain, bro. It was a crazy hike. I have many pictures coming. When no mom reveal. Maybe one day, actually. Maybe one day. A lot of VTubers have done it, but I don't know about me though. I don't think my mom would understand. You guys don't understand, bro. My mom is not tech savvy enough for this. My mom doesn't even own a TV. She uses a radio in the year 2025. She bought me earpods that had a case on the earpod. They had a screen on the earpod case that just popped up with the Great Wall of China when I booted it, bro. My mom is not tech savvy at all, but I still love her. Gotta love the Great Wall of China earbuds. Iconic. I don't use them, but iconic. Yeah, so we started going up this trail. There's a lot of like rivers in Calgary and like up here in Alberta. So this was cool. There's like a little river. It was all snowy up here too. It was not cold at all. Like we actually had to take off our jackets because it was really hot. It was super sunny. Maybe only like 5 or 10 degrees out. Probably something like 10. But just because of the altitude, like it was still like all snow up here. And it was a bit icy on our hike too. So my cousin ended up having some like kind of dangerous moments up because it was really steep. There was some really steep inclines happening like on the way up, and my cousin for some reason wore like some like designer boots, like not even like winter boots that are like good for the terrain. He was wearing some like just like aesthetic boots, and they were super slippery, and there was ice on these like steep hills. So, you know, my cousin almost died a couple times. Like, I don't think he would have actually died. That's an exaggeration, but a couple close calls with slipping down some pretty steep hills in the middle of nowhere. Would have been not very good. Me personally, I didn't go with like hiking shoes either. I literally wore my pair of Vans. I wore my pair of Vans, and I kid you not, I didn't slip once. The grip on those things was unreal. Like, I was so impressed. The shoes actually were super good. I got a new pair of shoes recently, like right before the trip. Worked like a charm, bro. 10 out of 10. Love me some Vans. But it was a crazy uphill hike through like ice and snow for like an hour. And then finally we got to the top. And I mean, look at this view. I will zoom it out in a sec, but like just up close, look at the mountains, dude. Look, it's so pretty. This was so awesome. We like had this like grueling hike for like an hour, you know, heavy backpack up the thing, not that much water. It was, you know, sun beating down on you whole time through the ice and the snow. Steep mountain, but oh my god, the view was so worth it. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful, man. Like, look at this. It is stunning. This is a lake, by the way. The lake was frozen over, which was really cool. So we were able to just like walk across what is Lake Louise. This is I didn't expect it to be frozen, but it was really neat. Yeah, I know, the snowman. This is not our snowman. It is someone else's snowman. But look, he's so happy. I actually have a picture of just the snowman. Wait. I have like a more zoomed one. Look at his little pose, bro. Look at him. He looks so happy. Look at his arms. His little stick arms. Literally was just walking along and I was like, oh my god, look at the snowman. I had to take a picture. But yeah, we saw that. Oh, you know what else was cool? There was like a path along the side of the lake, and this was like a tourist thing. They had these like beautiful big horses, and they were like drawing like a carriage of people and like giving them a ride, like touring the lake by horse carriage. It was so cute. The horses were so cute. I didn't grab a picture and I regret it, but the horses were really cute. And my cousin went on a weird tangent where he was like, yeah, they have like deals up here in the mountains where you can like work at like the hotels or like doing the horse tours and stuff, and you can come on a work visa from the UK or Australia, and basically like your housing will be free, right? Like they'll pay you to be there to do that for 2 years. And he was like, and I hate the Australian accent. It just sounds so bad. And I'm like, what? Like, speak for yourself. I like Australian accent and British accent. Like, they're both good accents. He's a hater, bro. He's a hater. But he was also like, yeah, it's always just like these girls with the Australian accent, and then the girl walks by with like the most like Southern Canadian accent I've ever heard. I was like, always, by the way, always. But it was very, very cool. It was totally worth it. I got some other pictures. Like, look, here was me and my cousin together. You don't get to see my face, but you can see my beanie though, and his beanie. I think a lot of older Canadians still call them toques, but I don't know why. I like the word beanie. But we were up there together, just two bros enjoying the mountain tops. Here was like a picture of me emoting like a sim in front of the mountain for some reason. What's like a common like phrase that you like hear in like Simlish is a language technically, right? Is there like a way to say hello? Because this is very much just like, this is giving sim energy. I'm not gonna lie. They just look at me, bro. Look at the pose. Look at the wave. I'm glad you guys like my hair. I didn't actually get to take that good like care of my hair while I was up there. I only showered once. It was a little bit filthy of me. But you know what? My cousin did have separate shampoo and conditioner, which I was impressed. I did not expect that, but it was a pleasant surprise. Because I didn't bother packing like travel stuff. Does Simlish have a consistent grammar, bro? I have no idea. I don't know anything about Simlish, bro. I think it is just gibberish. But yeah, the mountain was beautiful. Oh, I already showed the snowman picture, but see him again. Look at the snowman. Look at the snowman. He just looks like such a happy guy. My G. It's my boy Frosty right there. But yeah, it was really fun. There were a lot of really nice... actually, you know, before I move on from that, wait. Let me see if I can get a picture for you guys of Lake Louise when it's like not... Yeah, okay, this is like a really famous lake. Because basically what it is... Oh wait, hold on. Let me download this image. There is like various minerals and stuff in the water here that makes it this like beautiful like crystal blue, like Photoshop levels of blue. I kind of wish that I got to see it like actually blue like this in person, but it being frozen over was like honestly kind of equally cool. But like seriously super beautiful, like just amazingly blue. Very, very cool. There was also like more hikes that you could do from there. It was, I swear, man, like I know they probably didn't realize the terrain was bad that day, but like all of the people like working around there that we talked to when we told them that we like hiked up to Lake Louise, they were like, oh yeah, that's like the easiest hike here. And we're like, I know. Apparently there's another hike from Lake Louise that you could do that is pretty far and steep again, but you get to like the top of the mountain and there's like a tea house, like I can't remember, like tea house in the sky or like tea house in heaven or like something like that. But there's like a really nice like tea house up in the like top of the mountain, which would just be like so much aura to actually go all the way up and do. I think my cousin said he's done it before, but nah, my legs were getting tired and my my body was getting tired. You know, it was a 3-hour drive just to get there, so we didn't stay much longer. You know, we just drove back home, and I was playing Suisse on his car speakers, bro. I got Suisse to be one of his top artists on Spotify for that week. Spreading the cult. Beautiful. My cousin's also into like J-pop and like Japanese music and stuff. More so from like anime usually, but was nice. Also, like, you know, we're both like dabbling with music, so like he showed me one of his new songs, and I actually got a really insightful experience pretty much finishing up Superstar Twiddle, because I played it on his car speaker and I was like, wow, this mix is bad on car speakers. Like it was so vocal forward. The vocals were way too loud. So I came home and like almost I just crashed because I got home really late. But like the next morning, I almost immediately just hopped on and like went in and fixed the mix. So Superstar Twiddle, I think, is gonna come out 1 week from now because I can't stream next Saturday. My mom's birthday is next Saturday. So I'm thinking I'll release the song then. It gives me some time to like do some marketing and like promo and stuff. But it's like ready, guys. Everything is done. The music video is done. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. But yeah, that was a nice little like trip into the mountains. That was definitely one of the highlights of my trip. It was super, super awesome. There was also just like a lot of other like nice rivers in Calgary. Like look at this river. Look at this river, bro. Look at how clean the water looks. And there was ducks. Look at the ducks. Wait. Look at the ducks. Isn't that beautiful? I love ducks. Cute. Very nice. I'm excited. I'm gonna have to take you guys some pictures later this month. When I go to watch the cherry blossoms out here in Toronto, just because it's really, really pretty. I'm gonna have to get some more pictures and share. I remember I have some pictures of like some swans from the lake or pond or something by there. I don't remember. It's been a while. It's been a year. I forgot. But I will bring more bird pictures next time. I have this one picture that I could probably dig up at some point from a couple years ago on my phone when I went there, of a swan that just naturally, like the pattern of his feathers made it look like he was wearing shades, and it was like sick as fuck, bro. He actually just looked like he had like the like cool shades on just naturally as a swan. I distinctly remember texting my friends being like, yo, why does this duck have such sick glasses? Then my friend was like, that's a swan, you dumbass. I was like, oh shit, my bad. Why does this swan have such sick glasses though? I learned. But yeah, that was fun. We went out to eat a good few times, but one thing that was different for me is that we went to the bars a couple times. We went to 2 bars in my stay, and I never go drinking, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't drank in like, I mean, I guess I've had like a singular drink when somebody has offered it to me, or like a sip or something a few times, but I haven't properly drank since my 19th birthday when I became legal, which I didn't drink much on that day either, but you know, I really don't drink that much, so it was like a fun little thing. You know, we went to this bar. I tried a mojito, pretty tasty, not gonna lie, like mint and like lime, I think. It was pretty good. at this one, you know, we were just chatting about life, chatting about family. It was nice. But really, the real experience, which I don't have a picture of, sadly. I did not get a picture. But the second bar we went to was awesome, dude. Let me tell you guys about the craziest party I've ever been to. So, we went to this bar, and they were doing something called punk rock bingo. And what it was is they had an event at this bar where you would go and they would be playing punk rock music, like old punk rock hits, the whole time. And you would literally just be playing bingo for stupid ass prizes. And it was sick. Like, somebody won like all of Star Trek on VHS. Somebody won a box of Fruit Loops. Somebody won like a crockpot Fiesta dipper thing where it was like a little Fiesta hat that could hold like nachos and salsa. It was so fire, bro. It was so good. It was really, really funny, man. The MC dude was so funny. He would just get you to applaud for everything. It would just be like, you know, like round of applause for this song, round of applause for this person's birthday, round of applause for everything. Like, there was one of the prizes was he found a random like framed picture of a baby from like looked like probably like the 1800s or the 1900s or something, and he was like, I found this picture of a baby at Value Village, guys. What are we gonna name it? And I think we ended up naming him like Gregory or something. Like, as a bar, it would just, somebody would say like Gregory, and then it'd be like, applaud if you want Gregory. Woo, Gregory! It was so stupid, man. It was so funny. They had chants for everything. Like, if you think you've seen like hive mind culture in like stream chats and stuff, you have no idea, bro. Like, I remember like there was maybe 2 minutes after we started, like a couple people walked in and they wanted to play, and I kid you not, like clockwork, like 80 or 90% of the people at the bar sat down for this bingo event all together. They're like, late comers, late comers, late comers, you're fucking late. And they like all pointed at them. It was so metal, bro. It was so fucking stupid. They had chants for like all of the dumbest shit. Like, you would just be playing bingo and the guy's like, I got a 066, and then everybody would go, fuck yeah, 066, fuck yeah. It was like, after a couple of them, you just stop questioning it. You just start going. you just join along, bro. It was so unbelievably unserious and silly, man. It was really funny. I'm not gonna lie. It was one of the goofiest nights I've ever experienced. There was also, they had a wheel of punishment where like if you called bingo and it was wrong, like you didn't actually have bingo, you had to spin the wheel of punishment on stage, and then like you'd get two and you had to do one of them for the night. So the way that it was working is, first of all, you wouldn't even just be playing like one bingo card. You would be playing as many as you want. So I had like 9 that I was doing at once, right? To try and get better odds. But it would be like there's 3 phases of each round. So first it would be like you gotta try and be the first person to get maybe like all 4 corners filled. So like your top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. And then the next round, maybe you would get like, I don't know, small square where you gotta fill in like the middle 9 squares or whatever, or like a cross or something like that. And then the last round would be blackout, where you gotta fill out the whole card, and that's where you win the big prizes at. And I was 1 away from winning blackout twice. I was so sad. I was literally 1 away 2 times. But I didn't win anything. But anyway, there was one round where I think like the pattern we were doing was like a kite or something. Like you had to get like a square of 9 in a corner, and then like the 2 diagonal in the other corner for like the string. So you had to make it look like you filled in a kite. And this dude named Alex Alex, bro. Can't believe this guy. This random dude named Alex, you know, calls his bingo. He goes up and then he starts checking the little page that shows what pattern you're supposed to do. And he like turns to the crowd nervously. He's like, yo, we're still doing 4 corners, right? Right, guys? 4 corners. This guy did 4 corners. What a clown. What a goob. He did 4 corners on the kite round. I honestly don't even know if it was like, maybe he was really drunk. Maybe he just wanted to be like embarrassed in front of everyone. I don't know. But they spun the wheel and his options where he could stand in the corner for the rest of the round, or he could change out of his pants and wear a toga for the rest of the night, which is like one of those like cloths that they used to like wrap around your body back in the day. Honestly, it looked kind of more like a giant poncho what they gave him, but he did that. he did wear the toga for the rest of the night. And I'm not gonna lie, unhinged, but I really wanted to win, go up on stage, and then when you pick your prize, be like, can I have Alex's pants? I thought it would have been such a funny bit, but I didn't win anything, so I didn't get to do it. But it was really fucking stupid, man. It was so fun. It was honestly so silly. The MC honestly just had such good energy. Like there was one point where there was like somebody just kind of like doing a little like chicken dance looking ass dance move in their chair, and he just like looked at them and he was like, yo, you want to like come up here and dance for everyone on stage? And he like got them to come up and start like busting some moves on the stage. He was like, round of applause for her coming up and dancing. And then like an hour later, just randomly, he was like, by the way, round of applause to our dancing queen for chugging a whole beer. And then later he tried to get her to come up on stage and chug another beer. It was honestly so chaotic. And it was also the most that I've drank ever. I drank 3 whole drinks. 3! That's like 1 more than my old record. 1 whole drink higher than my my old personal best. It was fun. I definitely didn't get like drunk, obviously, off of 3. I've never been drunk, but I was a little tipsy. Okay, I was like moderately. I was comfortably buzzed, you know what I mean? It was fun. And it also spawned one of my favorite messages I've ever received. You guys are not ready for this, okay? I need you to know just how much of an absolute genius our good friend Rita is. Because this is genuinely one of the best things I've ever seen, completely unprompted. I texted the Grisco Girlies group chat. I was like, bro, my cousin made me have 3 drinks when we went out, new PB, and Rita goes, 3 drinks, call bro the Tri-Slosher. I remember because I was still like kind of drunk. I was laughing at this unironically for like 20 or 30 minutes. That was such a good line though. The Tri-Slosher. And it was like so much better for me too, because I never see Rita use bro as well. Like call bro the Tri-Slosher. I don't know why the formatting of it was really funny to me too. But man, so good. It was really fun. But that was the majority of my vacation, honestly. It was really fun. I had a really good time, you know, just hanging out with my cousin. We were kicking it for the most part. Didn't do anything too crazy. I ended up just spending a lot of time playing Pokerogue on my very crappy laptop because it was something to do. He was playing a lot of Xenoblade. He's another Xenoblade fan. I got so many Xenoblade fans in my circle, man. I have to pick it up for the people. But I got on my flight back, I had a window seat and I was like, ooh, I could take pictures. I got the window seat this time. Y'all, I had the whole row to myself. It was so nice, man. It was so sweet. There was like no delays on the way back. I got the whole row to myself. It was so comfy. Oh, the flight back was so much better than the flight there. And I got some picture, like, look at this picture, bro. Look at the skyline on that. Ooh, beautiful, man. It was really cool because it was like bright, like broad daylight when I left and nighttime when I landed. So I got to see like the whole spectrum of the sky, like across the course of the flight. It was so cool, man. I'm gonna show you guys. I have a video. I really hope that you don't get like really loud plane noise in your ear. I think you're going to, and I'm gonna try and mute it like immediately. But you guys have to see this, dude. Sorry for that. Sorry. But look at this view, dude. This is what I was like almost landing in Toronto, and you get to see all the city lights like from in the plane. Like, obviously the camera quality isn't like amazing. It doesn't do it justice. But look at that view, man. It was so awesome. It was so awesome. I felt like a kid like looking at a bunch of Christmas lights for the first time or something. Like, my jaw was on the floor because it was just so pretty looking at all the city lights flying by. It was such a good view, man. I felt so lucky. But man, it was really, really nice. And then, you know, my dad picked me up and we had pizza in the car because he was just such a cool guy. He bought me pizza and brought me water on the way there. It's my goat. But, you know, all in all, it was really, really good experience. I feel like I needed a bit of a break. I needed, you know, to get away, get out for a while. And I had a very fun time, a lot of fun experiences. I felt I got some like some creative inspiration and motivation for stuff, especially like the ending, like that like flight. I don't know. I felt like I felt very like musically inspired flying home and like listening to a bunch of old songs that were really special to me, and like looking at the city lights and like just the sky. I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta get back on producing stuff again. I gotta like vent my creativity. But I also have other projects that I'm working on. You know, so I'm like trying to be really productive with the streaming stuff again. I got a calendar for myself now. Okay, now we're serious. I got a whole calendar cooking for myself. I didn't finish planning next week entirely. I planned most of it. So like tomorrow we're doing Splatoon because it's Splatfest, and I need to rep team morning. Cause I didn't even mention this. My sleep schedule fixed itself when I went to Calgary. Like, I got away from my PC and instantly every night, like clockwork, I would wake up at 7 or 8 in the morning with no alarm, like every day. It was magic. I didn't know that I had it in me to be a morning person, but I do. I just need to stop making irresponsible life decisions. So, you know, it was enlightening. It was very enlightening. But yeah, so now obviously I've earned my role in team morning. So, repping team morning. And like I said, I got potentially another grand finals match for the OSU tournament later. So I'll link the stream for that, by the way. If you guys end up wanting to watch my grand finals match in like an hour and a half, I will link that in the Discord too. We're gonna do that. We're doing Honkai on Monday because I saw there's 3.2 now and I'm not even caught up on 3.0. So we need to catch up on Honkai, or at least try. Cause I was enjoying the story, and then, you know, like always, it gets put down for a while. So we gotta get back. We gotta get back on the grind. Gotta get back at it. Tuesday I have some stuff to be doing off stream. Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes Sunday will probably be my normal like off stream days. Wednesday, I actually haven't decided what I want to stream on Wednesday. I was considering continuing 7 days with you, or 7 days to end with you, like the language game that we were doing before, but I was also considering not doing that. I don't know what game I should play on Wednesday. I could do a new game, I could do that, I could do something else. On Friday we're gonna start a new Elden Ring playthrough. I've been feeling inspired. I saw Nimi, another VTuber. I saw Nimi playing a bunch of Elden Ring again, and I was like, I want to go back to Elden Ring, but I don't want to play the DLC because the DLC sucks on my magic build. So I want to start a strength build and replay the game, and then maybe if I'm up to it, I'll play the DLC and it'll be fun. It'll actually not suck that time, maybe. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like actually finish the playthrough. I think there's a decent chance I will, but I want to pick Elden Ring back up for fun. And then Saturday, like I said, I think we're looking at probably cover release, or not cover. Why did I say cover, bro? Cover of my own song, original release. Yippee! Because I'm gonna be at my mom's place for her birthday, so it's something I could put out, and you know, it's ready. So, and then I guess we'll probably do an Easter stream because I don't normally do anything special for Easter with my family. So, I guess we could do like a little Easter stream. That could be fun. And then I don't actually know what I'm gonna do. What if I do Super Bunny Man? Oh, I would need somebody else though, and like who is actually gonna be free on Easter? That feels like unlikely. But maybe I'll see. If I don't have anything available, I'll find something else to do, because I'm sure that there's like a billion ways I could gimmick an Easter stream, but we'll do something for Easter. And then wedding day, I don't know. All the streams other than the one tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream's at noon, but I'll get the waiting rooms up for the other stuff soon. It'll be at 3. We're gonna be back to regular streaming. I'm finally feeling motivated and, you know, rejuvenated and energized to get back to doing everything regularly. I'm gonna start doing shorts again. I've decided, executive decision for the time being, Twi Clips is dead. It already was. I've decided like I don't like editing like medium, like long form content. I'm not that good at it, and it's hard for me. So I'm gonna focus my energy to do a little bit of stuff with the shorts again instead. I'm just happy to be back. I enjoyed my trip. I hope you guys enjoyed some of my funny little stories. Probably gonna be like a pretty short one today, to be honest. Like I said, I got a big tournament match in an hour and a half. You know, first part of the grand finals, and I do not have food in my body, so I need to eat lunch and give myself some time to get ready, get warmed up, get ready to game. Thank you for the good luck. I appreciate it, guys. I will link it. I've eaten food today. I made a grilled cheese and I had a banana, and it was a nice breakfast, but that was like a few hours ago. You know, I want to eat lunch because I'm playing in an hour and a half, and then the match itself could take like an hour longer, so I gotta be well fed. I like in Terraria, you know, you gotta have the major buff of being well fed. So should I do Terraria again at some point? I don't know if I want to like start too many like series type things at once, because like I want to do Honkai again, I want to start Elden Ring again, but like I do need to play Calamity on Terraria at some point. But I don't know. I'm not as desperate to play Calamity. At some point we'll do it. At some point. But anyway, it was nice to catch up with you guys. Thanks everybody who decided to pop by and hang out with me. I hope you enjoyed my vacation anecdotes, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow morning for some Splatfest. I'm excited. Or maybe I'll even see you repping on the Osu match. That'll be on Twitch though, not on my channel. But I'll link it if anybody ends up wanting to watch. Team Bunny will prevail. Let's go. Okay, I love you guys. I'm gonna go get some lunch. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.